Just saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all out to a musical extravaganza called the Night and Day Project. Please save your applause to me.
Do it because I love living. You don't hear me though.
We want you all to ask anything you want to any of us and all of us.
Just a question. You guys brought up a big point about the generational differences of dating now. But what happens when the love that we grew up watching in our homes with the Black love and the generations that we've seen are no longer really prevalent and prominent in what we're looking for in the dating scenarios now? When you grew up with this idealism like your grandmother you talked about, right? And there are certain things that don't exist or are not as valued in the culture and the generations that we see now. How do you adjust to make sure you have that success?
Well, I have a question for you. Have you seen season 1? So that is one of the things that, like for us, like I didn't see a lot of those examples. I didn't see a lot of those real life examples. Like, you know, we had the things on TV. We had the Cosby Show. But for us, those examples are still there, but so much attention is taken up by the bullshit. So much attention on social media is taken up by, do you see like Love and Hip Hop? You know, the glorification of all these other ways where it's not necessarily how we treat our women or how our women treat us. And so those examples do still exist. And those men are out there, those women are out there, and we want to show that because, you know, there's a reason that we've got a very famous couple and people who are just like us, because there's a whole breadth of those people who are just making it work, who are those types of examples. And my wife is taking the mic.
I'm not taking, I'm adding. But also, while we try to show a diverse perspective in terms of some of our couples are really young and, you know, met and married in a couple of years, and that's what we want to show that there are different ways of doing it. There's different ways of dating, there's different types of marriage, because everybody's different. I saw you.
One last thing. But also, if that's what you want, just make it very clear to those people around you, and you will get what you want. And so it's like, just put it out there. This is the type of person I am. This is the type of man that I want. This is how I expect to be treated. And so you let them know that from the very beginning, and the knuckleheads will fall off. They will. And the people who will treat you right, the people who will treat you the ways that you saw your grandmother being treated, those people will rise to the top.
What I wanted to say, too, is there's some fundamental principles that should not change from generation to generation. And at our church, at Legacy Church Atlanta, with Pastor Hassani, we teach a class called Re-Engage. And with that class, it goes over the basic fundamentals that people miss in marriage because we just mimic what we see. We mimic our parents. So if your parents have an abusive marriage, more than likely, you're gonna pick an abusive spouse. So with this Re-Engage class, you learn about communication, you learn about honor, you learn about the integrity, you learn about the respect.
Expectations.
The expectations, how to deal with conflict. You know, you learn that the Bible says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, and he obtains favor from the Lord. So I want my favor from the Lord, so I've learned to respect and honor my good thing.
My question to each and every one of the couples up front is, what is one thing that you have given to your spouse, and what is one blessing that you actually derived from them?
I would say one blessing that my wife gave to me was maturity, because I don't think if I would have had a woman like her that stood by me, even though she had her own faults, I don't think I ever would have reached my spiritual maturity that I got to without her. So that's truly a blessing.
You know, Tamia has given me, she has a real discernment. And,
oh, yeah.
And I don't. And
we don't. We don't.
Yeah, I guess men don't. I mean, you can say it's a woman's intuition or whatever, but like, I just think her instincts, her feel, I can be a little overly too trusting. And I'm not trying to say that you're like not trusting, but she just, I think has sort of helped me realize and just giving me, you know, I don't even know if I have it, but just having her and to be able to sort of be protective of me. You know, that's something, her strength, her discernment, her intuition has really been something that I've needed and continue to need. So I guess that's one blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the men are answering.
That's not funny.
Help him, Lord. Help him, Lord. Help him, Lord.
No. So it's because there are a lot of things, and so
good answer.
It's the truth. I mean, my wife has given me a better life in so many ways. My answer to the question in the back earlier about the purpose of marriage, at least for me, it's about she's my partner. You know, there's this giant part of my life that I don't have to worry about. I know that this person is going to be there. We are going to continue to build a life together, and having her by my side, being by her side through everything, through business, through having a kid, through life, it's been incredible. And I appreciate her, and I couldn't, I don't think I ever said this, but I couldn't imagine my life without you.
No, you've never said that.
Go ahead, brother, go ahead.